Communication. Ada sahabat aku. Jadi baru mana sih? Cuma jabatan tu bukan ada. Kami naya ada jam gini. Baru mana?
Honorable Cabinet Ministers, Honorable Members of the National Assembly present, Your Excellencies, Members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps present, Honorable religious leaders, Chairman and members of the University Governing Council, the Vice Chancellor and members of Senate, eminent scholars and Vice Chancellors from partner universities and elsewhere, staff, graduates, and students of the University of the Gambia, senior government officials and service chiefs, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Today's graduation ceremony marks another spectacular milestone in the history of the education in the Gambia. It is also a point of reference in the lives of the graduates and their families, as well as the University of the Gambia, UTG, and the Gambian nation at large. The convocation signifies progress and underscores our collective commitment to educating our youth, whose skills and training we need badly for the socio-economic transformation of our country. In addition, the occasion symbolizes the dedication and the determination of the youth to uplift themselves and their families by carving out careers and building on their past glories through academic pursuits. As Head of State and Chancellor of the UTG, I cannot be happier than being here to grace the ceremony and celebrate this accomplishment with all of you present. I congratulate the graduates, staff and students of the university on this magnificent day. The UTG Council, administration and entire staff deserve special commendation. We are proud of all of you together with the Ministry of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, MOHAS. It is fascinating that the university wisely adopted higher learning skills and entrepreneurship for sustainable development as the theme for the occasion. This is the thrust of my address today. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, for a country like the Gambia, skills and entrepreneurship are critical enablers of speeding up socio-economic transformation. To realize this, however, higher education institutions must function as essential drivers for enhancing learning, skills development, and nurturing a culture of entrepreneurship for sustainable development. As a guiding definition, it suffices to argue that sustainable development implies working progressively to persistently meet the current and emerging needs of society, without compromising on the optimal advancement of future generations. Thus, we expect sustainable development programs to be suitably progressive, in line with the economic, social, and environmental concerns of the nation. Over the years, we have seen strong economic growth in developing countries with our corresponding decreases in unemployment rates or critical increase in unemployment opportunities to meet the labor market needs. This mismatch raises the question, are the knowledge and skills acquired from our institution appropriate enough? Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, higher learning skills are essential to pursue sustainable visions of the future. Mindset and skills for problem solving, decision making, teamwork, and critically thinking strongly correlate with sound education and training for national development. These skills are fundamental and necessary for the attainment of our national goals and the global sustainable development goals. Higher learning skills contribute to increase efficiency and productivity, and this opens up better opportunities to achieve sustainable development. Education and training are therefore at the heart of socio-economic transformation because they facilitate progress through increased creativity, civic involvement, and contribution to national development for a stable future. The university systems in many African countries still reflect the legacy of the past. They are systems characterized by academic curricula that tend to produce graduates for positions in government. We must reverse the trend to allow our countries to take their rightful places and participate actively in the integrated global economy. It is quite clear that our stock of graduates with secondary and tertiary education level skills lean mostly towards the humanities and social sciences. The proportion of students in science, technology, and engineering could definitely be much higher. Furthermore, female representation in science and technology-related courses and professions need an obvious boost. New skills are constantly required in the technical areas. As technological capacity and economic growth are mutually interconnected. Harnessing new technologies increases productivity, employment opportunities, and the ability to move up the production value chain. Technical and vocational education and training Tibet is therefore a big component of the situation to our development challenges. Ladies and gentlemen, entrepreneurship is an acknowledged agent of change for sustainable development. On account of this, the youth need to be encouraged to become innovative entrepreneurs. If they grow with entrepreneurial mindsets, they will develop new business development and growth ideas. This would lead to independence, self-confidence, innovative and creative youth. Youth with these endowments can solely create jobs, bridge the unemployment gap, and contribute positively towards the socio-economic transformation of the Gambia, while solving crucial societal challenges through their enterprising ventures. My government recognizes that entrepreneurs are essential for economic growth, wealth creation, and employment. Indeed, entrepreneurship can play a huge role in combating the global crisis that slow down progress. This is more so if entrepreneurial efforts are combined with public-private partnerships. which is critical for sustainable development in developing countries. COVID-19 evidently exposed the need for innovation. It is necessary, therefore, to prioritize entrepreneurship education on the curriculum of higher education institutions. The Ministry, through the Accreditation Authority, should champion the required shift of repositioning higher education as a transformative tool for change and development. I urge them also to sign performance contracts with all public tertiary and higher education institutions in the country to ensure that education they provide is relatively suitable. In the same way, I challenge the institution to do away with learning approaches that are not effective enough for this day and age. Let us believe that investing in entrepreneurship education can create a culture of innovation that reorients the youth better. With this in mind, effective entrepreneurship education policies are vital for emerging economies to empower the people with appropriate knowledge and skills for business development. I invite our development partners and friends to support my government in promoting TVET education in the Gambia. With adequate support, the need and aspiration of the youth could be effectively addressed, and the rural-urban drift and illegal international migration considerably minimized. My government is focused on transforming our higher education system through reforms that put the youth at the forefront of national development. A vital aspect of this strategy is laying emphasis on hands-on education and training for enhanced learning and skills development. To this end, we are building a center of excellence for entrepreneurship, setting up TVET centers, and encouraging positive radical educational curricular reviews and development. Graduates from TVET institutions and the secondary school should have the opportunity to access applied science education at the University of Applied Sciences, Engineering and Technology. Having said this, I acknowledge the significant achievements registered within the higher education sector in recent years. No wonder we now boast of many UTG masters and PhD degree holders in and outside the Gambia. I thank the Ministry of the UTG community for this and for delivering a wider range of higher education programs on our soils. Turning to the graduates, once more, I congratulate you on your remarkable achievement. The day marks another development stage in your life. However, do not allow it to be the end of your rosy stories. Instead, make it a step towards greater deeds. The graduates that serve the nation with pride and joy, and strive to be among the pride of your families and communities. The nation awaits you with open arms, but with eyes wide open also. Do your best and you will be rewarded accordingly. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chancellor. Please let's give him another round of applause. I could not agree more with the Chancellor that for a country like the Gambia, skills and entrepreneurship are critical enablers to speed up our socio-economic transformation. It is therefore imperative for institutions of higher education to function as key drivers for enhancing learning and skills development, as well as nurturing a culture of entrepreneurship. That is the only pathway to sustainable development for our country. Thank you once again, Honorable Chancellor. We now have fanfare by the police band. Just 2 minutes. Thank you, police band. Now, the next item on the program is the conferment of honorary doctorate degree, honoris causa, on Madam 𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒈. Honorable Chancellor, sir, members of the Council and the Senate, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the University of The Gambia will on this day confer the Doctor of Humanities, honoris causa, upon Madam 𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒈. I now invite the University orator, Mr. Nana Gray Johnson, to read the citation of the awardee.
Mr. Johnson, Nana. 𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒈, Nana Johnson. Professor Gomez. 𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒈, Nana Gomez. Fatima, Gatuma, Betuma, Dunia Romani. Imaja Bibles, Dongo Banja, Dunia Betu, by somebody there. Mama Jalla, you buy first and Jalla Jerry. Nena Moji, Baba Moji, Big
Chancellor, with your kind permission, may I respectfully invite this distinguished personality by the name of Madam 𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒈 to kindly come forward and remain upstanding for this citation to be read. In 1965, the memorable year of the Gambia's independence, a child, Henriette Brummer, was born exactly 9,828 kilometers away from Bathurst, Banjul, in Pretoria, South Africa. In 1968, thereabouts, her family left South Africa for the Netherlands. And although she was only 3 years old at the time, Henriette grew up with the grim lessons of the anti-apartheid struggle in that country of her birth, informing deep and lasting convictions that would nourish in her a keen sense of social justice, human values, and a robust understanding of humanity's emotions and heritage and destiny. In highly instructive words of her own, I grew up with the realization how unjust it is to view people differently based on their background. We are all born equal, but with varied strengths and weaknesses. We should always endeavor to focus on everybody's strengths and not have prejudice based on how someone looks. Henriette's words do recall the equally invigorating thoughts of Ivorian African dramatist and poet, the late 𝒊𝒏𝒇𝒐𝒓𝒎𝒂𝒕𝒊𝒏𝒇𝒐𝒓𝒎𝒂𝒕𝒊𝒏𝒇𝒐𝒓𝒏, who wrote, I am glad of the shape of my head, made to carry the world, content with the shape of my nose, that must snuff every wind of the world, pleased with the shape of my legs, ready to run all the heats of the world. I thank you, God, for creating me black, for making of me porter of all sorrows. 𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒈. Henriette quickly embraced her family's outstanding intellectual tradition that encouraged opportunities that education offered to girls, particularly to girls in science and technology. Her mother was a graduate, her father a professor in philosophy of religion with 3 doctorates to his credit. Her brother took doctorate degrees in physics, and her sister became a medical doctor. And Henriette proudly affirms of that scholarly environment. He thought of not going to university did not exist in our house. In 1984, Henriette obtained a BSc and followed that in 1989 with an MSc in entomology, ecological agriculture, and didactics from the Agriculture University Wageningen in the Netherlands. She also took a variety of short courses on disability sport and small engines, and acquired technical skills and participatory techniques in development. This solid combination of the sciences, humanities, and social sciences correctly foretold an enduring lifetime of dedication, sacrifice, and selfless service to humanity. 𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒈. It is the remarkable fortune of our dear nation that the seeds of a lifetime of service to humanity of this renowned scientist, educationist and philanthropist, were sown in the Gambia, where she first arrived in 1991 as a volunteer advisor on horticulture and as a community development facilitator and specialist, covering not only the then Western Division, but serving also as the de facto technical advisor to the 𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒈 Area Council in the implementation of the EDF projects throughout Upper River Division. For more than 3.5 decades, the now fully Gambian Mrs. Henriette 𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒊𝒄 has demonstrated beyond any iota of doubt her love for the Gambia and a selfless, unconditional allegiance and sterling commitment of a lifetime in view of our significant contributions to human capacity and to social and community development throughout the country. 𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒈. A few highlights speak eloquently to her transformative impact in the area of inclusive education. This is the woman, an absolute development agent and change maker who built more than 1,000 classrooms across the length and breadth of the country, built several staff quarters in schools categorized as located in hard-to-get areas, built the Gambia College Annex in Basse, built 18 classroom blocks at Gambia College Brikama with furnished classrooms and science laboratories, provides annual support by way of scholarships for students from all the administrative regions outside Banjul and the West Coast region. Here, we have a worker whose modesty would have her refer to herself as a coordinator rather than the high-sounding executive or managing director, while she was facilitating remarkable increases in numbers enrolled in the MRC Holland project, whose beneficiaries at the UTG now stand at 400 students. With regard to the MRC project, Madam 𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒈, with an even more remarkable sense of humility, shines the light away from her in paying a glowing tribute to the selfless generosity of Dr. Hans Houten, her mentor, sole sponsor of the MRC Holland Foundation, to whom she attributes the encouragement and unwavering support that always brought out the best in her work. In that work, with selfless purpose, she has managed the construction of more than 350 schools so far and sponsored more than 2,000 students, a number of who are graduating today, 18th of March, 2023. In tandem with such illustrious achievements already under her belt, our distinguished awardee also maintained equally engaging diplomatic and social calendars as honorary consul for the Netherlands, while being an active member in positions of authority in notable civil society organizations, as in coordinator of the MRC Holland Foundation, chairperson of the Kumani Tenda Development Foundation, chairperson of the Foundation for Dutch Education in the Gambia, treasurer of the Dutch Gambia Business Link from 2016 to 2021, honorary Rotarian of the Rotary Club of 𝒊𝒏𝒇𝒐𝒓𝒆, the Gambia, and chairperson of the United Nations Foundation from 2016 to 2021. Chancellor, sir, I now have the singular honor and privilege to respectfully present this proud Gambian national, Henriette 𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒈, PhD and MSc, for your conferment upon her of the title of Doctor of Humanities Honoris Causa of the University of the Gambia.
Don't do that.
Fatuma Katuma Nana. Ada orang manjangkan dunia di jadi baru menjadi.
Thank you. The next item on the program is the conferment of master's degrees, that is the Master of Public Administration, Master of Science in Public Administration, Master of Science in Public Health, Master of Public Health, Master of Science in Community Health Nursing, Master of Science in Business Administration, Master of Science in International Relations and Diplomacy, and Master of Science in Economics. Chancellor Sir, the persons whose names are listed in the brochure, having fulfilled the requirements of the statutes and the regulations of the University of The Gambia, and have been found worthy both in character and learning, wish to be received as graduates of the university, holding the Master of Science, Master of Public Administration, Master of Business Administration, and Master of Public Health degrees. I now call on the Dean, School of Graduate Studies and Research, to present the graduates.
I present to you the following candidates, those present and those unavoidably absent, whose names appear on the list and for whom I stand proxy, for the conferment of Master of Public Administration, Master of Science in Business Administration, Master of Science in Public Administration, Master of Science in Economics, Master of Science in International Relations and Diplomacy, Master of Science in Public Health, Master of Public Health and Master of Community Health Nursing of the University of The Gambia. May I honorably ask the students to stand to their feet now.
By the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I confer upon you all the master's degree in the various programs of the School of Business and Applied Health Sciences, Business and Public Administration, and Arts and Sciences of the University of The Gambia.
We will now give 3 happy cheers to the graduates. Hey, Pepe! Hey, Pepe! Please resume your seats. Next on the program is the conferment of the bachelor degrees of the University of The Gambia. The deans, provost of schools will present graduates in the following order: School of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences, School of Arts and Sciences, School of Business and Public Administration, School of Education, School of Information Technology and Communication, School of Journalism and Digital Media, Faculty of Law, and the School of Medicine and Allied Health Sciences. Chancellor Sir, the persons whose names are listed in the brochure, having fulfilled the requirements of the statutes and regulations of the University of The Gambia, and have been found worthy, both in character and learning, wish to be received as graduates of the university, holding bachelor degrees of their various schools. I will now call upon the dean of the various schools to present their graduates. School of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences.
Your Excellency Chancellor, in the name and by the authority of Senate, I present to you the names appear on the list and for whom I stand proxy for the conferment of the degree of Bachelor of Science in Agriculture and Bachelor of Science in Environmental Sciences of the University of The Gambia. May I ask the students to rise to Agriculture and Environmental Sciences.
I didn't know the TV about in Yada Malamala. Fatuma, Katuma, didn't know the fella. I know that beginning. I didn't get it.
Thank you, Honorable Chancellor. We will now give 3 happy cheers to the graduates. Hey, Pepe! Hey, Pepe! Hey, Pepe! Please resume your seat. Chancellor, sir, in the name and by the authority of the Senate, the persons whose names are listed in the brochure, having fulfilled the requirements of the statutes and regulations of the University of The Gambia, and have been found worthy, both in character and learning, wish to be received as graduates of the university, holding bachelor degrees of their various schools. I will now call upon the Dean of the School of Arts and Sciences to present the candidates.
Will the graduates in the School of Arts and Sciences please stand? In the name and by the authority of the Senate, I present to you the following candidates, those present and those unavoidably whose names appear on the list and for whom I stand for the conferment of the degree of Bachelor of Science in Physics, Mathematics, Chemistry, and Bachelor of Arts in Development. Generally, language, history, Christian studies, geography, and political science of the university. The graduates please stand.